Good morning, Standard 10 students. Today I shall be revising An Angel in Disguise, okay, by T.S. Arthur. Now, an angel in disguise means when a farishta or a person who comes and saves you from difficulties. Sometimes in our lives we have a lot of problems and we face a lot of difficulties, and then there is somebody who comes and helps us out. Okay, that is why they also say every dark cloud has a silver lining. It is that hope that somebody, some angel will come in disguise. Okay, means comes in another form. May come in the form of an uncle or an aunt or your cousin or a friend may come, or maybe a stranger may come to your rescue. So he or she is called an angel in disguise. Okay. Now this story is based on a middle class or maybe a downtrodden family where the lady, okay, I'll read and then I'll explain. Idleness, vice, and intemperance had done their miserable work. Now, idleness. We know very well that an idle mind is a devil's man's workshop. Okay, when a person sits idle, does nothing, no work, he just wastes his time. At that particular time, he is thinking of something evil. The devil is now being inside him and he is thinking about all negative things in this world. Okay. The second word is vice. Vice means bad habits. Smoking, drinking, gambling. Okay, a person who indulges in all these activities. Now, it is not so bad where a man is concerned, but it is definitely very devastating about when a woman takes to alcohol and becomes a nuisance in life. And the dead mother lay cold and still amid her wretched children. So now what happens? There is a lady who is or who was an alcoholic. While she was returning home, just next to her doorway, okay, she fell. And because she was under the influence of liquor, she died just in front of her children. Now, here the author uses the word wretched children, means these children were very poor, they were starved, they were in dirty clothes, they were stuck in the house and they could see their mother coming. Frightened children means they may have been living a life like whenever the mother comes, she may be beating them, abusing them. Okay, that is why they were very frightened. And to add more to their misery, their mother had died just in front of their own eyes. That also could be the cause of their fear. So now, the first part tells us that there is a drunken lady who had died while she was entering a door. She was under the influence of liquor, and in a drunken fit, she died, and now she is lying cold. And her children at that time were very frightened. Death touches the spring of our common humanity. Okay. No matter what the person may have been, but when the person dies, people do have a soft, or maybe they sympathize on the person who is dead and the family members. So this is a common behavior of everyone at the time of death. This woman had been despised, scoffed at, and angrily denounced by nearly every man, woman, and child in the village. Now, this lady was not that kind of a lady who was loved by everyone. She was the most hated woman. She was a woman whom you could not tolerate. People would chase her, scoff her, literally throw her out. Okay. And she was also, slang or words used to be used on her by every man, woman, and child. Means in the entire village, she was the most hated person. People could not tolerate her. So now, when she died, the news of her death spread, but in different tones. It passed on from lip to lip. Now, somebody expressed, "Oh, so person is dead." So, some must have been very happy to hear that this lady is dead. Some must have sympathized. "Oh my God, so sad, so person is dead." Some would whisper and talk about this lady's death. But there is a kind of man is a social animal. Okay? So when we live in a society, so there are certain formalities or tradition or custom that we have to follow. Like visiting a dead person's house or to visit a dead body. So there is a kind of a formality where people took some good clothes to put on those children. Some people took food because no chulla or stove will be burning in that person's house where a death has taken place. So the neighbors, they come out to help. So like that, some women brought some clothes, some have brought some food because the children were being starved. Now that the mother is dead, now all the more these children are going to suffer. Now this lady left 3 children behind. One was John, the eldest boy, who was stout and he was strong enough to help anyone in the farm. Means he could be a big help to farmers. The second one was Kate, a girl of 10 to 11 years, a clever girl, but she may have been a rough cut kind of a girl, but she needed proper hands to take care of her. Then she would turn out to be a wonderful girl. The third one was Maggie. Maggie was a deceased child, a sick child. Okay. The reason for her sickness was that 2 years back she had fallen from the window and she had injured her spinal cord, for which she had become bedridden. Okay. Now she was not able to move. The only time she could be out of the bed is when her mother used to carry her or lift her. Now the mother is no more. Okay, so we come to this part of the story. Then we shall come to know what takes place after this. So now this is the first part. Then I'll tell you how this story, the title becomes appropriate of an angel in disguise. Thank you. And I'll be sending some model question and answers just to help you to nurture yourself in this topic. Thank you.